Good evening. Good evening, ISS. I'm Alex Augustin, and let me welcome all of you to the Bridging the Distance, the virtual town hall, second one in these unprecedented times. So, or should we say, times of uncertainty, or times of fear and anxiety, and times of social distance. The list actually goes on. I only hope and wish that these social gatherings, even if it's virtual, will help us maintain our sanity and elevate the energy levels. After all, we need the emotional bonding as one ISS family. Now, if you don't know me yet or seen me earlier, I'm your Chief People and Culture Officer and also the official producer of today's event. I'm very grateful for the time that you're spending with us today virtually. Now, before we start the event, couple of housekeeping items about the program. Since this is a live event, by default, all your mics will be muted. Today's live show will be recorded and actually you can access it anytime after the program by clicking on the URL. Since we are doing this live show with video for the first time, there can be technical glitches, lags. Actually, please bear with us. We are also learning. Please try and be in an area where you have decent connectivity. Now, we also like to hear from you during the town hall. You may ask questions or share comments at any time using the Q&A screen for private messages. You can see it somewhere on your right side of the screen. We will leave enough time during the event for answering questions that you have raised. So, ladies and gentlemen, this event will be slightly different from the normal town halls. One, it's virtual. Secondly, we have also packed some surprises in the course of the event. So please don't go anywhere till the end. Now, if your kid climbs on you and sits on your lap, or if your doggy is barking, it's perfectly fine. If your wife complains about the unwashed vessels, please make a request for doing it after the event. Now it's almost 4 o'clock, so if your husband is pestering you for the evening chai, ask him to use the instant chai for at least for today. So now, let's get the show started. Over to you, Aksh. Let's welcome our country manager, and over to you.
The name is Bond. James Bond. Thank you, Alex. First of all, thank you very much for organizing this event, and thank you everyone for taking the time out. Really appreciate. I know these are tough times, and like Alex said, unprecedented ones. No one has experienced this. No one has imagined this, and no one would imagine this. This is something that is going to go down in the history as once in a lifetime event. I was talking to one of my friends who was actually telling me that the timeline which we used to earlier address by calling it BC and AD, which is before Christ and after death, very soon it is going to change to AC and BC, which is before Corona and after Corona. So it is an event that nobody had imagined, of absolutely different proportions. But I'm glad that I'm really proud of this team. I'm really proud of each one of you, and I'm really glad that all of us are together here and we are sticking together as a team. There is a huge resilience in the organization, and this virtual town hall, which is I think, first of its kind for ISS India, is a living proof. So Alex, thank you very much for organizing this, and thank you very much for inviting me to this.
So, Aksh, can I ask you some questions? Generally, you
Sure.
would address it, you'll start the address, but I would like to ask you a few questions. And these questions are from people who have it has come to me. So I thought you'll be able to answer some of these questions. Can I, with your
Sure,
permission?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Please.
So tell me, Aksh, what are you seeing around you in these COVID times? What's going around in the world of ISS? Is it all doom and gloom, or is there light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, I think that's a very pertinent question, Alex. These days, and everyone, I think and this is what sometimes happens with me, and I'm sure it would be happening with a lot of you, that you would get up every day in the morning and then search the newspapers and switch on and surf the TV channels to find what is the good news. Is there a good news? Is there a good news, something that is there that we can leverage and be happy about? Okay, the times are tough, no doubt about it. Okay, what we are witnessing is of unprecedented nature. As we see India right now, so I was earlier in the APAC region, now back in India. Asia Pacific region of ISS has about 13 countries. Right now, India is the country with maximum number of coronavirus cases. Okay, so we have India is we are very competitive, and our competitive spirit still prevails, and we are number one country in the region with the coronavirus cases. But I think that's on the lighter vein. But I think there is also a lot of positivity for us to see. This uh, this virus came into India a little late. We were the first country, or among the first few ones, to actually put a complete lockdown. So the spread was delayed. Many countries have actually seen the peak, and then thereafter the curve has flattened out for them. For India, I don't think so. The peak has reached it yet. I just like you people, I also read newspapers, and people are projecting the peak would come in maybe sometime towards end of June, or maybe even early July. So 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 there is it is going to get bad, or it is going to get worse before it gets good. Okay, but I think the positive side, on the positive side, we should look at picking up some lessons from some of the countries in the region itself. China, for example, have controlled the virus very well. Okay, India has overtaken China in the number of cases, as well as in terms of number of deaths, but the origin of virus took place in Wuhan, and since then Wuhan was in a very strict lockdown. Okay, it took about almost 63 days for them to open the lockdown a little bit. Okay, and that, I think, is also something which is also the strategy that most countries have adopted, and so has India. Okay, there are also examples in the region that we have. If you see Taiwan, which is a small country, which is so very close to China, has all these very strong relationships with China, in the sense the families live on either side, and they have managed to not only control, but they've managed to open their entire economy. Offices are running absolutely fine. There is no fear of corona or COVID. People are adopting means. They have adopted to safe distancing. They have adopted to a higher level of hygiene and standards, which is what I think over a period of time all of us should also. We all, as we are moving in, this is the fourth era of lockdown. There are newspapers talking of the fifth one also coming maybe till mid-June. But so be it. This lockdown will not be in a position to prevent us. This lockdown, to my mind, is only something to create an impression in our minds, to know that this is something not to be taken easy. This is something that all of us need to be serious about. And the only way we can get through and survive and tide over this issue is if we change ourselves, if we start becoming more and more disciplined, if we are able to adopt to these safe distancing practices, hygiene, hand hygiene, washing your hands, using use of masks, figuring out what is the right protocol when you are in the society. So these are the things which we will live with, even when the corona, even when the lockdown is lifted. I think it's not that corona is going away. Vaccine is still far away, but I think we will get back to new normal fairly quickly. It's not something that we need to be afraid of. It's not something that we need to be to panic about, but it is something that we can live with if we are able to adopt these safe distancing norms. The other part also which I want to comfort the team is we've actually taken, as an organization as well as in India, we've taken some early decisions. We've during these times, when I talk to a lot of my friends in businesses who actually run their own businesses or are at CXO levels in multiple corporates in India, the biggest concern or biggest question which is there on everyone's mind is how do you preserve cash? Cash is king during this time. So profitability can increase and decrease, revenue can increase and decrease. The most important thing, the single most important thing to tide over this crisis, and we do not know where is the end of the rope. Okay, so the most important thing for all of us to preserve our cash, and we've taken some early actions at the global level as well as in India. So globally, we've stopped paying the dividend. We held back the dividend for this 1 year. Okay, we've created our reserves. We set our credit lines with our with the banking syndicates in India as well. We have created our banking lines. We have created our cash reserve, and we continue to drive cash collection a lot. Yeah, I know my CFO still continues to do those cash calls almost every week. So that I think is one of the most important thing that brings discipline for us and also brings the comfort level that you have enough dry powder with you, which will last you through this crisis. So I think, like I said, these are unprecedented times. I feel I'm the captain of the ship, which actually is going through a storm. And when this happens, there are three stages. Stage one, when you see the storm, which is coming right in the face, and you start preparing for it. And you prepare well because you do not know what is the strength of the storm. Okay, I think we have crossed that stage. We have done very well. Our business is running. We've had not just one, actually two storms. One was malware, now coronavirus, but we've prepared very well. I mean, I know for sure that there are many customers whose businesses got severely impacted, who were not able to pay their bills. We helped them ship their laptops to their employees' homes, but ISS, we closed our offices before the lockdown came in. We shipped the machines back to employees' homes before we were actually forced to do that. Okay, so that created, maybe the timing was only a day or 2 days or 3 days in advance. I know it was rapid BCP or rapid business continuity planning that we were doing, but we escaped through it without any scratch. Okay, so far. So our preparation was very good. The second stage, when you are in the storm, actually is to withstand that storm. And we are in that stage. We are withstanding that storm. I do not see there is a huge impact. There are odd discussions we are having of both categories, positive as well as negative with our customers. There are incidents that I cannot forget, which are actually happening. There are a few of our colleagues who've got infected by coronavirus. That really, really touches me. So there are things which are happening, but I think on the whole, the impact is not so significant. So there is a good resilience, and we are able to withstand the storm. And then very soon we are moving to our third stage, which is of resetting the ourselves, okay, resetting the ship after the storm. And there is a lot of work that is going on in putting together a back to work strategy plan for bringing new tools and technology in place. We are changing and reviewing our business model. We are looking at what works, what doesn't work, and then we are trying, not only trying, I would say, we are confident that once the storm subsides, we will be an organization which will take leaps and surge ahead. So I'm very confident. I it is a period where things are dull. Okay, I get upset many times myself. Okay, but I think then I call my colleagues and I call people and I talk to them and get a lot of positive vibes. So it's a moment. It is a temporary moment. Make the most you can, and I can guarantee you, we only have to tide over. Things will get back to normal or whatever the new normal it will be. Thank you, Alex.
Yes, thank you, Aksh. So I have a next question. So when you said, yes, that's a very nice comparison you made with the storm. Yes, we are really going through that storm. We don't know still we are in the eye of the storm or not, but all around you're hearing news which are not so nice. Now, specifically, how do you feel this demand disruption is going to impact us? And what kind of strategies will help us recover? And do you think our business can deliver better outcomes in such crisis? Because in every crisis, I'm sure one can find an opportunity. And if it is, what support you need from all of us?
Sure. Thanks for the question, Alex. I think in many ways, I think we are the fortunate ones. Okay. I was reading whose message was on the DP. I think Shobna's message, we should count our blessings. Okay. There are industries which are worst impacted, whether it's travel, leisure, hospitality, some of the startups. There are a lot of people, a lot of businesses which are getting very, very significantly impacted. The unemployment rate in India is about 23%. That means almost 1 in every 4% or 1 in every 5% in India is actually unemployed. There's very high unemployment in US also. So US companies want to keep jobs in US and not outsource in India, which also will have a cascading impact. Every country is going through the economic crisis right now. And that's the nature of the storm. I mean, whether you like it or not, it will, rip apart a lot of your age-old principles, thoughts, the preparation that you have done. Okay, so but when I see ourselves, I think one great move that we did about many years back as an organization is we adopted to a key account strategy. And that key account strategy, if you see, is really paying us very well during these times. We have the ability to work with most of our key accounts, okay, and work with them to ensure that they continue to support us. They have the same sort of companies who mirror the same values as us, the same people values, partnership values, responsibility towards the communities and society and employees. And we continue to work with them during these times. So some of our global key accounts, they continue to pay us in full. The business is impacted, yeah, which is fine, a little bit everywhere, but nonetheless, we are getting a very positive feedback from them that they would want to handhold us through this process as well, because we are no different than, we are only an extension of their own organization. So that strategy is working out. Now, if I was to just to give you a little bit of a view on how our business is structured today. So we all know we do FS services, we do security services. There is catering, there is transport also in a select few clients, and then there are multiple other services including IFM that we get that we render across 350 clients of ISS across India. Now there are some services which are severely impacted. Catering, because all offices are closed, and even if the ramp up is going to come in, it is going to come in gradual. Okay, so it is severely impacted. Okay, transport, because offices are closed, nobody is using those vehicles. It is an issue where transport is services are getting impacted. Okay, there are other projects and other related ancillary services or discretionary services that we render for our clients. They are getting impacted. Okay, but if you see on the brighter side, our security services so far, there is about 70% deployment. Okay, so even during the course of lockdown, we continue to have sustained that 70% of our business. Okay, on FS side, in facility services, while a deployment is lower, about 25-35%, we're very confident that it will come back the moment the lockdown is lifted. The companies are wanting to to engage with us fairly quickly and take it up to that next level. What we are also doing is we are also keeping ourselves very close to the evolving new business practices. There are going to be some segments like business services and IT which are going to get impacted. The work from home that you all know is here to stay. It is not going away. So the earlier we adapt to that, and earlier we realize that this is something which is going to be a game changer for us, we need to then change our tack a little bit. We need to then explore which are the other segments also which can come in and help and grow. The segments which are growing very fast, like FMCG or pharma, or for that matter, even industry and manufacturing. You can do whatever, but you cannot bring all the entire engineering, the entire factories into your homes. So the work in the factories have to be taken place. Okay, so we are reviewing our service lines. We continue to look for the white spaces in our capabilities. We are continuing to review our chosen segments. Okay, maybe there are some tweaks that will come in. Largely, I feel that the business model is fine. Our chosen segments and chosen verticals are strong, have the right fundamentals. We like to keep them, maybe add a few of them. Okay. In addition to this, we are also, and you would have seen so far, we've also launched a new lines of services, which includes disinfection services, back to work consulting with most of the organizations. I'm glad to let you know, yesterday we announced a new product, and I'm calling it a product while we are a service company, but we've launched a new product by name Pure Space. It's a global launch. We filed for the patent in Europe. But of course, while the patent is getting approved, during the process, it is safe for us to use it. The launch has taken place. All of you can check the LinkedIn accounts, Facebook accounts. The information is getting circulated or getting marketed across all the social media websites on this new product. And what this does is essentially make sure we take up our cleaning standards to the next level. Okay, bring in very high level of hygiene, high standards of bringing in tools, technology, and reducing the cross contamination. All in all, I think there is one positive impact on ISS and our business through this coronavirus crisis. We have significantly moved up the value chain. And earlier, now I've been with this company for over 5 years. Many people would call it ISS is a cleaning company, not an IFS company. Okay, and many people would think, well, we need to change from cleaning to IFS. We need to change from cleaning to this. But you saw right now in the current environment, cleaning is so prime, such of prime importance for everyone. Everyone would want to know what is your cleaning strategy, what is your hygiene strategy, how are you reducing the cross contamination risk in your organizations. Okay, and the number of discussions that we've had in last few weeks, including today, okay, in terms of knowing how can we come in and help them, have just increased manifold. Earlier, board of directors or CXOs would not bother to know, okay, who's your cleaning partner. Now it's the topmost agenda for them to know who their cleaning partner is, what does that organization brings to the table, what is their thought process, how are they training its employees, how are what sort of best practices, tools and technologies that they can bring to improve their standard of cleanliness. So I think, to my mind, there are some hits and there are some misses. On the whole, I'm very confident. I feel that with the new cleaning standards and new awareness coming in, I think we would be in a position to surge ahead much more stronger than ever before. But to the second part of your question, Alex, uh, you know, I cannot do this alone, or for that matter, my country leadership team or the senior leadership team cannot do this alone. We really need support from each one of you on the call. I would presume there would be hundreds of people right now on the call listening to me. Many of them key account managers, site managers, working with our customers very closely. Okay, my request to each one of you is to reach out to your clients, make them aware of our newer products, services, what we can come in and how we can create a difference for them. We have our PNC teams spread out across the entire length and breadth of the country. For us is to ensure right now is the time where we actually build our capabilities, hire talent. We're probably the only organization at this point in time which is also hiring. Prateek just put up an ad on LinkedIn earlier this week. We are hiring. We are hiring for the right capabilities and the right talent. I need help from PNC team to ensure there are people, there are our team, because of this mass migration that has taken place, their level of confidence is being brought back and then they can resume the work back. So there is a lot of help that is needed to restart the engine. It's a big, wide engine. And I would need help from each one of you, whether you're in PNC, you're in finance, you are in OE, or you are in operations or in commercial. Okay, so all of you need to contribute. Collectively, we come together, and I think if we are able to do that, we would be in a position to be in a lot better situation that we were in the before Corona crisis situation.
Okay, thank you, Aksh. So certainly, it's not that we are better off than many other companies, but then still there is a whole lot of anxiety out there. So people are not sure because the news which are coming up are all only bad, right? So whether it's in the front line, whether it's people in the offices, in the accounts, so there is always an amount of anxiety, right? So I know that you don't have any direct answer if somebody asks you whether my job is safe. But how do you react to this? How do you think you could react to a question about how safe is my job today?
Yeah, I think it's a very good question in these times, given, like I said, there is 23% unemployment rate in India right now. But I think we should keep a few things in mind. First is that our business model has a huge amount of resilience built in. We are a 117-year-old organization. We have survived through 2 world wars. Okay, the last world war was from 1941 to 1946. That's a period of 5 years. Imagine the world under war. There is no war right now. We are all locked down. The work still goes on. There is still a lot of civic sense which is there. Okay, we are still not in that stage. So this, what we are going through, while is extremely important, is absolutely an eye opener, but not to that level of actually having a world war. Our organization has survived these world wars. So I think we should take pride in the fact that yes, there is a lot of resilience in our business model in terms of what we are doing, and we've done, like I said earlier, we've done enough preparation, and we've been able to withstand this current storm very well. Having said that, it is the new normal is going to be very different, and all of us need to prepare ourselves for that new normal. What that means is, while there are uh, no guarantees of jobs, we will make sure that we'll try and save everyone's jobs. Okay, but having said that, everyone need to think of how do you reskill yourself, how do you adapt to a different language and a different means and a different set of skills that you need to acquire, which will be needed in the times to come. Okay, so the reskilling of the workforce, reskilling of ourselves, learning newer things, expanding our horizons. If we continue to do what we've been doing in the past, then we will get impacted, and some of you may get impacted. Okay, but the most important thing is broaden your horizon. You were doing something X yesterday, please reskill, please be prepared, please open your horizons. Could you do X plus Y tomorrow? Could you do X plus Y plus Z tomorrow? So that's, I think, the big message to each one of you. There is going to be more automation, there is going to be more technology which will come in. So all of us need to prepare ourselves, think through what is it that they can leverage, and how can they make an impact. I can tell you that right now we are having conversations with most of our customers. Many of our customers who are actually directly getting impacted in the industry segments of retail, travel, tourism, hospitality. Of course, their business volumes are contracting significantly. Many of the companies have actually filed in for Chapter 11 for bankruptcies. Every day when I open the newspaper, I find one or the other company. Even on the iconic Hertz, right? 2 or 3 days back, they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Who would have imagined Avis and Hertz would actually, would not be in a position to sustain their business model? So I can tell you that our business will remain, is going to sustain. There is resilience. We will continue. There is not going to be a significant impact, but I want you, all of you, to think how can we do things lot more with lot less? How can we reskill ourselves and how can we contribute? Those are the big messages. I can tell you with most of the customers, it's not all, but most of the customers, everyone is ready to support us. We've been able to renew our contracts. We've been able to get contract extensions in most cases. Okay, but having said, the business volumes are declining because of this corona issue. But it's a temporary phenomena or a temporary phase. Things will come back up again. We have enough dry powder to tide over this issue. So there is no reason for the right talent. If you are contributing, if you think you are doing the right thing and you continue to contribute, there's nothing for you to worry about. Your jobs will be safe.
Thank you, Aksh. So one personal question.
Sure.
How this entire episode, I mean, is your reaction to the entire episode of you becoming a CEO and suddenly going through this worst crisis of a century? What is going through your mind? What are you, I mean, emotionally, personally, what are your reactions? I'd like to know that.
Yeah. No. So Alex, I think whether CEO for the first time, CFO, CPCO, or anyone for that matter, I don't think anyone has had this experience before, or for that matter, anyone was trained to respond to this situation before. So So the companies, I know there are many companies, many IT companies. I come from IT companies, and I worked with a lot of consulting companies in the past. Okay, and I used to actually also do BCP planning for many organizations, and I can guarantee 80 to 90% of BCP plans actually failed, including for the company that ISS Global had outsourced its FNA services to. I'm not naming the company, but they had tough time, or they're still going through tough time to resume our services back. So most of the BCP plans of the companies are facing. So nobody is trained per se to deal with this. I think there is this uh, one of my favorite books, or one of my favorite persons that I've met, and is always somebody or someone I think of in times like these, is Mark Inglis. And I think I've spoken about him quite a few number of times. He is the first double amputee to scale Mount Everest. So double amputee meaning he has no legs. So people with legs and normally healthy person, to scale Mount Everest itself is difficult. If you want to imagine, try going to the Everest base camp, which is at 5,500 meters above sea level. You don't have oxygen, you don't have power, energy. He's the first double amputee to scale Mount Everest. And one of his sayings has been that we should always look for opportunity in adversity. Okay, so, and the example that he gives is that because one of the biggest problems for people on high altitude is frostbite, and it is a real problem. And if he does not have any legs, while he was saying it in a joking manner that there are no legs and he has got prosthetic limbs, there is no risk for him to actually get frostbite. So he can easily go on top of the mountain, change his shoes, take out his legs, stretch out a little bit, and then resume his climb again. So um, so very impressive. If you get a chance, I would suggest all of you to read through these books. Okay, Limbs for All. So read through his books, and he's a very motivational speaker. I think we need to take lessons, and we need to. I personally take some, lessons for him. Whenever I watch his videos, see him talk. So never waste a crisis, like Winston Churchill said. Now is the time for us to actually sit through, take it easy, go through what's going on, but also keep looking out. What is the next tomorrow? What is it that is coming through, and how do we need to change? How do we need to change the tide? How do we need to build capabilities? What is it that we need to do to manage the current situation? And I also look up to my senior leadership team. I talk to you guys, I think, much more than what I was talking to you in the before Corona crisis. The number of video calls and the meetings that take place, I probably have increased than decreased, and there is no time. I mean, people have stopped giving me the excuses that they have a function to attend, and they are on the way to home, and or they are in a meeting, or they're traveling outside. So everyone is at home, and everyone is available, and everyone raises their hand up. So that, I think, is a good thing. I feel the other example also I want to give is that of a football team. Okay, everyone has to play to his role, and there is a coach, there is a captain, there is a team manager, then there is center forward, goalie, everyone. Okay, and everyone need to pass around the ball and play to the strength and play to your role. I'm very proud to be the captain of this football team, which is working in a very oiled, in a seamless manner, passing the ball when it is needed and helping out each other. And I really expect, if we continue to keep this collaborative spirit up, we will come out of this storm without any hiccups. Okay, so I'm very proud. I'm very proud that I am the captain of this team. I'm very proud that I get this opportunity to lead each one of you. And I don't think so it would have been, I would have actually uh, be so comfortable or so satisfied had it been any other team. Okay, so a lot of it credit also goes to you guys, each one of you. Okay, so keep up the good work, keep your spirits high. If there are issues, please feel free to escalate and to raise your hand. Okay, but together we can get through this.
Thank you,
Alex.
Aksh. Thank you, Aksh. Thanks for the nice words. And it's very nice to have a feeling of having a confident captain. So we will certainly play the game to your expectations. Now, before we get to do the next set of event program, you had mentioned to me that you had an announcement to make.
Yes. Yes. So I think one of the things which all of us, while you spoke about the employment also, but one of the most important thing which troubles me even today, and is the topmost priority for me, while the business is no doubt, but is to ensure that each and every employee that works for me and that works for this organization is safe. So your safety is my topmost priority. And when I say, I mean it. So, and I'm very proud. I really like the fact that we have this Suraksha plan that's been there, which came in effect, I think, a couple of years back, which was basically giving a lot of comfort to the employees in case there is a mishappening or an unfortunate event that happens. At least the family members of those individuals, they get a pot of money to to defer through the crisis, and we try and work out as much as possible to give alternate employment to the family members, to the next of kin and kin. So that's a great program. I think we also started during this crisis, and the crisis is is always opens our eyes. We started off this solidarity fund. That solidarity fund, I can tell you. So first of all, I want to thank each one of you for continuing to contribute to that solidarity fund. We are using that solidarity fund to pay wages to our frontliners. In some cases, where some of our employees or some of our customers, which are directly in the line of this COVID storm, are in retail or in some of these industries where they actually literally have to shut shop. So we are trying to pay for some money in their hands, so that their kitchen can run, they can keep the lights on. So thank you all for the solidarity fund. So, and that again is in betterment of our employees, to make sure that everyone gets something to to run their house. I think one of the big things that most of the organizations are not able to do during this time, we are trying to make sure that all our salaries gets paid on time, for the manager grade to for the frontliners, everyone, and that's a big differentiation. I was talking to one of the CEOs this morning about a concern that would it be the case that your employees are coming into our offices, so ISS employees coming into their client offices and not calling out sick, or not calling out the fact that they are getting impacted, or they're not feeling well. And to him, only thing I had to say is that we continue to pay salaries for all of them, and they feel comfortable with the fact that they will get the salary even if they're working from home, or for that matter, if they're not feeling well, they will call out sick and be honest to it and stay at home and not spread the infection. So that was a great thing. So we continue to pay salaries on time of employees. So one of the other things that I'm trying to do, and along with the with our PNC team, with everyone, we're trying to release to make a leap forward in improving the level of safety and security of our employees. So we are now going to release medical insurance for all our employees, their spouses, and their 2 children. So, so during this time, it becomes all the more important. But otherwise, also it is something that we should have done in the past, but we're doing it now. More details of this will be followed. So PNC team and others will provide you all the details, but we are putting this in effect from next week onwards, I believe, Alex. And
no, Aksh will go live today.
okay, excellent, excellent.
And, I can. There is 2 slides you just sent it to me. You want me to put it live? I'll just show it.
If you can, yes. Yes. So we have group personal accident GPA policy that we are releasing, which is, just go back, which is in case of any permanent or total disability, there is a compensation which gets paid out to employees, which is 1% of the sum assured. The travel expenses and the medical treatment during that time will also be taken care of, including the emergency family travel, child education, and a worldwide cover, so that in case there is any personal accident which leads to a disability, gets paid, gets covered. So remember, keep in context that there is a Suraksha policy that is already in place, which in case of the unfortunate event that happens, your family is taken care of. In case of an accident that happens while serving, or any of you go through that process, this GPA policy takes care of it. Alex, can you move on to it? And there is also a group Mediclaim policy, which is for all M grades. There are different slabs which are there depending upon the slab that you fit in. It covers your medical expenses. It covers for maternity benefits. There are details of the policy will follow on room rent, ICU, copay, and everything. Okay, but it does cover the employee, spouse, and your 2 children, so the entire family is covered. That is, like Alex said, is coming in effect today. So from today onwards, it is applicable, and the list of all our employees will be sent to the insurance provider, and it will continue to we'll continue to add, change the employees who join us or who leave us. So I think it's just the right thing to make sure that all our employees, each one of you, is safe, and that's one of the most important thing for me.
And one more, we have one more list of health and wellness benefits, which we also managed to negotiate. Big credit should also go to PVN, who also supported us a lot in negotiating this, Aksh.
Sure.
So we have one more thing. And these, we hope our employees will find these useful. So we were able to, because of the volume, we were able to negotiate these also.
Yeah. In the free visits to dental OPD, will they touch? I think all this. So we've tried to get you comfort what we can. I think things will change, and we all need to look out for each other. So
thank you, Alex, for getting yeah, actually, a big thanks to you on behalf of all the employees. This was a real gap for us for a very long time. And, thank you for supporting, and thank you for making it happen.
Great, thank you. I think it's one of the most important things for me as well. Employee safety. Each one of you takes precedence over any business or any customer. So it's an employee first message that I just want to give to you all. Also, during these times, my request to each one of you is also to practice empathy with your employees even who are working on the client side, or who you are in touch with. So this is the best time to practice empathy for everyone.
So
Thank you,
thank you,
Alex.
Aksh. Yeah, thank you. Now, before we go to the next part of the program, let me invite two of my talented young guys. So come on board, Nirav Wadhwa and Pradeep Ajinkya to take this show forward. Here you go.
Thank you, sir. So, a couple of months ago, I was traveling back home from work, and 2 hours into the journey, looking out of the bus window, I was thinking to myself and wondering how would it be if I could get to work from home for some time? What all would I be able to do in the time that I have saved in traveling? Could I spend more time with my family? Could I read more? Could I focus more on my workout? What could I do? Little did I know that all of us would be in this situation where we'll be working from home, and before we even realize, days would just slip by and we wouldn't even end up catching on things that we wanted to. Now, to reflect on such things and others which are happening around us, I would like to invite my colleague, my friend, my buddy, Pratik, to join me. And incidentally, it's his birthday as well today. So, Pratik, first of all, wish you many happy returns of the day, my friend.
Hey Nirav, thank you so much for the wishes. Just give me 1 second, real quick. I'm almost getting done. 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Phew, that felt good. Yes, dude, I'm here. Wow, we are live on the ISS India webinar, aren't we? Feels amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. We are live and it is an absolutely amazing feeling. Couldn't agree with you more on this, buddy. So you were working out, huh? Push-ups and all. That's good, man.
वर्कआउट की याद मत दिलाओ मुझे यार, दर्द होता है.
दर्द होता है? क्यों, क्या हुआ भाई? Did you pull a muscle or something?
Not really. The thing is, in Feb itself, I had renewed my gym membership, you know. That was for 6 months. And 4 months down the line, it has all gone in this now. इतने पैसे भरे and they all go as charity for the gym. इसलिए दर्द होता है यार.
Oh, I know, man. That really hurts. I felt like that last year, and in the last year it was without Corona though. But never mind.
नीरव, यार एक बात बताओ. What are you doing to stay fit at home? I mean, are you doing anything specific to work on building on your immunity nowadays?
Well, bhai, first of all, let me tell you that I never thought one day I'll have to avoid going to the gym in order to stay fit, fine, and healthy. I mean, that's an irony. So when at home, I just like to, do some push-ups, some squats, maybe climb floors up and down while I go to catch groceries. And to answer your other question, I thought it'll be best if I can arrange an expert for us who will help us understand certain do's and don'ts with respect to building immunity and staying safe during these times. So I would like to invite our friend Leo, who is a HSC lead, to take it forward from here. Leo, over to you.
Thanks, Nirav. Good afternoon, everyone. So first of all, thanks for the opportunity, and I would like to say that we need to be aware and we need to stay safe. So as all of you are aware, we know that excuse me, we know that washing the hands, maintaining social distances, and taking precautions is all part of what we are doing, and more has been said about it and very frequently. So I would not be repeating those. And like all of you are aware, it is mandatory to use the Arogya Setu app when we come back to office. And I will just give you a small update because ISS India is also affected by the COVID-19, as Aksh has already mentioned. But luckily, we have been doing quite well. And for us in India, we have total of 51 cases of COVID positive till date over this past almost 3 months. And of which the good news is that 32 people have recovered fully. And current active cases are only 19. So we have a good record to go by that. So again, a reminder, prevention is better than cure. So I'll just give you a few health tips to build your immunity and to fight the COVID-19 virus. So first of all, like the diet part. So we need to include the vitamin C. As all of you know, it is essential part as a supplement to our diet, though it is included in a lot of food, fruits and vegetables that are available. Like for example, oranges, amla, guavas, bell peppers, lemons, which are all found easily in the market, and we should be consuming more of it to build our immunity. We should also have haldi, which is curcumin. So basically, like it helps you to fight the inflammation. It is a it helps you in relieving the infections and acts as a natural pain reliever. Most of you know the benefits of this, and it is also patented for it in India. It helps you to fight and prevent the cold and flu, which is one of the basic symptoms for COVID also. So kindly add these stuff into your routine diet. The next is your garlic, which all of you know has got excellent properties for the immunity system to build up and fight the germs. So it can be had raw, or it can be part of your veggies that you have or the food intake, but it is required, and it will help you to keep fit and build your immunity power. Similarly, yogurt or dahi as we call it helps to improve your immunity by having the probiotics in your gut, which helps you basically to improve your digestion, your heart health, reduce the allergies, and supports your immune system. So along with it, if you have your vitamin A, zinc, and your vitamin C, add to it the antioxidant rich foods. So the immune system will be built up slowly. Don't do a crash course, but try to add these things as part of your food on a daily basis. So the colorful foods, like your carrots, apricots, mango, which is available. This is the right season for it. Grapes, pomegranates. So add these to your diets, and this will help you to build your immunity further. We all know Ayurveda is basically which came from India, and it has gone across the globe. It has got many herbs which help you to build immunity. So kindly ensure that you are taking Ayurvedic medicine or even homeopathic medicine as recommended by Ayush to improve your immunity. In addition, we can also have an intake of multivitamins, especially vitamin B, so which you can have as part of your additional supplement, B complex forte, a tablet which you can have one daily to help build your immunity, and which basically helps you to build up your white blood cells, which help in fighting the virus or bacteria in your system. Zinc, as you all must have read now, is one of the key ingredients which help you to fight this bacteria and the viruses. So please add that, and iron through maybe dates or lentils, green leafy vegetables to your diet on a regular basis. Very important, like what Aksh mentioned, and every of us, feel the stress part. So it is important to reduce stress, because the more we are under stress, our immune system would be affected, and it could affect the ability to fight the bacteria or the viruses. So we need to ensure that we de-stress ourselves by either breathing exercises or by exercise, having a new hobby. Keep yourself distracted and ensure that you don't get stressed. Very important part is to get enough sleep. So with the lockdown, lot of the sleep patterns has actually gone for a toss, as all of you will agree with me. The rising and the sleeping pattern has changed, but ensure that at least you get 8 hours of quality sleep, which you can easily make up in this duration. But finally, I would like to tell you, exercise is the key, because your physical and mental fitness is the key, and it is not only crucial for your body, because a healthy mind will have a help you for your emotional well-being also. So exercise, as everybody knows, will help you to come over depression, change your mood, also improves your cognitive abilities. It will help you to stay energetic, rejuvenated, and feeling de-stressed. So some of the exercises that you can do inside your home, like there are many guys like Pratik, who's busy exercising when we were getting on the call. You can try Zumba or you can do yoga. A very simple one is Surya Namaskar, which will help you to activate the most of the organs in your body. So please do that. Meditation, find some time, a calm place, and it will help you to calm your mind. You can also get into activities with your kids and family, like dancing with them or singing with them, or do what Pratik was doing, push-ups, pull-ups, squats, climbing the stairs to improve your heart rate. You can try planks, and most importantly, don't forget doing the house errands. Most of us have rather, doing the BJP part, that is Bartan, Jadu and Pocha, which are also good exercise. If you have the option of going out without any restrictions, do some running exercise or some brisk walking. And if you have a garden, nothing like it, which can help you relieve your mood and anxiety also. Gardening is a very good de-stressor. But whenever you do this, please ensure that you maintain the social distancing norms when you go out, and follow and respect the rules and guidelines that are laid out by the local authorities. One main point which I would like to highlight is, if you're exercising indoors, you don't need to wear a mask. And especially in case you are trying out cardiovascular exercises, please don't wear it, because that can have a negative impact. Most importantly, listen to your body. Please don't exert more than what you can do by just looking at some videos or DVDs or trying to match up with somebody else. Very important to listen to your body. So maintain a regimen to stay fit, focused, and sane. So enjoy the gift of life. You only live once. And finally, I would leave you with the thought, the road is long. We don't know how this is going to lead and how it is going to turn out. But we need to stay healthy. We need to stay connected. We need to stay safe. And we will emerge faster, stronger, and higher out of this current pandemic. And we will be great together again. That is my belief. So that's from my side. And I wish that all of you stay safe. Thank you, Nirav. Back to you.
I must say those are really interesting insights. Thanks, Leo, for sharing them with us. I'm sure everyone will find this very useful. I have written everything down, For people who haven't taken it down and want it, you may please transfer $1,000 to my account number 234567789 and message me your email ID. I shall forward it to you.
$1,000 for this info? Why should they give you money in the first place, my friend?
It will be their contribution.
Contribution for what, dude?
Contribution for, let me elaborate, PMPKY.
PMPKY? What is this?
Pradhan Mantri Pratik Kalyan Yojana. Ta-da! How does that sound?
Wow, that really sounds nice, man. I would love to have a PMNKY someday as well.
मैंने बोला था एलेक्स को ये दोनों को रहने दो. I will manage the webinar, but he didn't listen. काश मुझे भी आत्मनिर्भर होने दिया होता. Now see what these people are talking about. PMPKY, PMNKY.
ये आकाशवाणी कहाँ से हुई भाई? आवाज कुछ जानी पहचानी सी लग रही है, नहीं नीरव?
ब्रो आवाज जानी पहचानी सी तो है, बट ये सब छोड़ो यार. I must say that I was really impressed to hear Aksh talk about, identifying growth opportunities for us even during these tough times. I mean, I once read that every problem is an opportunity in disguise, and this was like truly a great example of that.
Absolutely. I agree totally to this. Success comes from finding opportunities in problems. And it is great to know that we as an organization are looking at this problem and identifying opportunities to grow. That speaks volumes about the organization and volumes about the kind of leadership team that we have. And one such opportunity that we have identified, as Aksh mentioned, is pure services. And I would like to invite Director of COE, Shobna Kampani, for sharing more details on this with us. So over to you, Shobna.
Thank you, Prateek, and good evening to all. Hope everyone is staying safe and healthy in these times. Now, we were just talking about opportunity in adversity. While we do understand that COVID is a very sensitive issue, and there is a lot that is being, happening in this space on how do we tackle the pandemic. One of the things, as being a facility management company and as being leaders in this space, is we have been trying to work with our clients and supporting them in getting back to work. Now, I'm sure we've all been working from home for so many weeks, but we are eagerly looking forward to getting back to our office spaces. So this sentiment is there with our clients as well. They also are, putting their thinking hats on trying to figure out how do they get their colleagues back to work, whether it's a factory, whether it's a office space, or whether it's a retail. Everybody wants to get back to business and wants to get back to what's known as BAU. But BAU is no longer going to be as what it used to be. So what we have done is we have put our thoughts together on what the new normal is going to look like. And we have, over the last few weeks, put together a document which we are calling it as Workplace Reimagined. Now, this basically consists of recommendations and best practices in the various facility management service lines that we provide. So what are the new things that need to be done in the cleaning space? What is it that needs to be done from an building readiness perspective before employees, before our clients' employees get back to work? What is it that needs to be done in the food security and the transport verticals as well? Now, we just didn't stop there. What we've also done is we've put together a solutions catalog where we have put together some products which can help in implementing the recommendations that that have been given in the back to work document. Having prepared all this, what we've also done is we have I think there's a bit of an echo. Sorry for that. But also what we have done is we have had a lot of customer interactions and client calls. And we have reached out to nearly top 40 of our customers and taken them through these recommendations. And let me tell you, the responses have been really good. They appreciate the fact that we are with them during these times and we are giving them the list of best practices that they should implement at their workplaces before they get back to work, and even after they get back to work. How do they continue with the new ways of working? So that's on the new normal. Moving ahead, now this was of course something which we did in India, but moving ahead, Aksh mentioned something about the Pure Space product. If we could just go to the next slide, please. So what group has done is they have come up with a product which is specifically in the cleaning space, which is known as Pure Space. Now this product basically is a holistic package, and like Aksh was mentioning, it takes the cleaning services that we've been delivering to a next new level. Now this particular product, I just wanted to give a little brief on this. It looks at basically three key aspects. First thing being well-being. Now, it looks at how is it that in the current scenario and when employees get back to work, how is it that what is it that we can do from a cleaning perspective to make employees feel safe and secure, and let them know of what all the cleaning activities that have been done for making their space more safe. Second aspect is the hygiene aspect. Now, this is very important because there'll be new tools and new methods of cleaning that will come into play. And the third is verification. So while we look at well-being, while we look at hygiene and new ways of cleaning, verification is more like a certificate or like an assurance we are giving the client, which says that what we have done and the cleaning services that we have delivered is actually there are proof points to show that that the surface is now much more secure and clean for employees to occupy. Now, this is a product which has just this week got launched, and we will be shortly, having training programs around this, and I'm sure we must, take this ahead with our clients and offer them this holistic package where it's not just one aspect that we're looking at, but the entire aspect of well-being, hygiene, and certification or verification. So that's it that I wanted to take you through in terms of what has been happening in the back to work scenario and in the products that are coming out once we get back to work. So thank you so much. Over to you, Prateek.
Thanks a lot, Shobna. That was indeed insightful. Neerav, एक बात तो है यार, ये सब करके ना एकदम हीरो वाली फीलिंग आती है, real life hero. And talking about real life heroes, tell me something. Who according to you is a real life hero?
तुम्हारी बात तो सही है यार, हीरो वाली फीलिंग तो बिल्कुल आती है. एंड रियल लाइफ हीरो आई थिंक इज एनी पर्सन हु इज really intent on making this place a better place for all people.
Wow, kya baat, kya baat, kya baat. Every day when I hear about our ISS heroes who are working even in these times of hospitals and other customer sites, cleaning them and protecting them, I feel so proud to be a part of such an organization. I would like to invite Prakash to talk about our COVID heroes who are working at hospitals where we provide our services. So over to you, Prakash.
Thanks, Prateek. So it's been wonderful to be part of this, COVID facility where, ISS has been working. Before that, I would like to request everyone if you could give a round of applause to all our heroes and warriors who are actually working across all our sites and also at the hospitals. Hospitals have actually been a place where probably not anyone wants to go at this point of time, especially during this COVID scenario where the whole world has probably come to a standstill. But it is the place where actually people are working hard, and the true heroes like healthcare workers or the facility service company staff are actually working, and it's a place where when our staff work, while they are only looking at patients, probably someone who's probably not everyone who comes in actually goes out alive, and to be in that environment and to be working relentlessly has been a great story for us. We all are talking today about the number of cases or number of affected people, but trust me, today from this 7 Hills hospital, we've actually been part of 300 people who have actually got cured and got discharged, and I think that's a real achievement for all of us who have been working over here. And it's been a wonderful partnership from the client. They have given us all the required support, be it place to stay for our staff, or be it food, be it the medical care. So all our staff who gets all our staff who gets a medical test done, and or whatever the results are, they are given medication and they're extremely good care is being taken. But the biggest challenge for us was to actually manage the fear and the anxieties of our team. And the building that you see behind me is on the third floor is actually the ICU, where our staff, the proud ISS team is actually working and taking care of patients. And this is the area where the most critical of all the positive patients who actually come, and and our team along with the doctors and nurses actually help them to recover. And behind me, if you see, are some of the real heroes. If you see Ambrose, who actually comes in at 7 o'clock every day in the morning, ensures that the anxieties of all the team members is taken care of. We had different moments when the first patient got admitted, when we had our first staff who got quarantined, when he was a suspect. So he's been the one who's actually been ensuring that their anxieties are taken care of. you know he's been their counselor, he's been their motivator, he's been their a parent, at the workplace. And I think that's where, as ISS values have really come alive and has been demonstrated. And I wouldn't say it's only at Seven Hills, be it KDH, be it HN Hospital, be it Sims Hospital, and all the hospitals where our staff are working today. It's been excellent. You really feel proud that we are actually fighting the war of COVID. And I'll also touch upon the point that Aksh mentioned during his address. It's about reskilling. Today, our staff were actually working at Seven Hills. One of them was a rickshaw wala, and today is actually taking care of patients. People who have always been working in an office environment, are actually today taking care of patients. There are 20-year-old, boy who is here, who is sitting behind me. He is actually, our client, and and also the patient who trusts them. Yes, they will take care of me, or they will take care of our patients. So I think the whole intent has been very strong, and I think it's the intent that really comes from ISS values and being part of this great organization, which has seen through two world wars. And I think that really motivates and stand out, during this whole phase. I think it's been 2 months since we've been working at Seven Hills, and we've had our share of anxieties and tough moments. But I think the whole organization rallied behind us, right from Aksh. We've had calls when Aksh was there, Sandeep was there, the Mumbai team. And our strongest pillar of strength has been Wilson. I'm not saying this because he's my boss, but I think he's been strongest influence. He's been a sounding board for us, whenever we faced those moments of patience, or frustrations, at times, if I may use the word. And he's been our sounding board, and the one who would actually then motivate us. So I think it's been great, it's been wonderful, and I think it's been very humble to be part of this team. And not, when I say part of this team, it's not just about Seven Hills, but all our hospital sites where our team is working. I think it's a great war, it's a great fight that we are all fighting. And again, as I say, it's been more than 300 patients who have recovered, and we are proud to say that ISS has contributed in their recovery and their well-being. And there is something that Ambrose wants to say, if I may take this leeway. So Ambrose, you want to add anything?
Yeah, I just want to say, how's the Josh ISS?
So that's about some thoughts that I have on the hospital working environment, and how ISS is fighting this war every day and coming out victorious. Thanks, Nirav. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Prakash. That was truly fantastic. I mean, wasn't it, Pratik? 300 plus people cured, and we have been contributing in that. I mean, hats off to Wilson, Prakash, Ambrose, and their team. I mean, you guys are just fantastic. Pratik, I just got a message from Alex, sir. I mean, this is a little strange. He's saying we're talking too much. Are we rude? Pratik, he didn't want us to keep quiet so soon. Do you think we are talking too much?
Is it? Let's check with the audience.
Correct. I think we should. So, guys, what do you think? Are we really talking too much?
No answer there, buddy. I hope these guys are there. Did we mention that we are secretly recording attendance of this town hall?
I thought we did, didn't we? I mean, I think they should know one person from our team is actually sitting down and tracking the attendance. And in fact, even the login and logouts of everyone.
Wow, are you serious? I'm sure no one is going anywhere now. And it's time for us to hand over the stage, virtual stage, back to Alex, who's going to announce the awards for the evening. So over to you, Alex.
Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot. So now we will go to what you heard. I mean, it's been such a great humbling experience, or such a great feeling to hear what Prakash and their team is doing out there. I'm sure we have so many such cases out there in hospitals and offices across different facilities, right? So I would want to take next few minutes to recognize some of our great performers. So for us, Apple Award recognize actually employees whose exceptional performance and stellar achievements are ensure long-term customer patronage. We have many of our customers who have been staying with us for so many years. That's not possible without that kind of performance or that kind of confidence they have in ISS. Now, these awards are also an essential part of our company objectives. They actually represent a very systematic approach to rewarding superior performance. And most importantly, this program is designed to motivate great associates to become even greater. So let me hand it over to Dhruvi to take this and present these awards and put it across. Because we are going virtual, we have limitations. So we have prepared a slideshow. We have got nominations, many nominations, more than 150 nominations. So I was so happy, and when I told Aksh, he was also so happy that we have so many people, so many nominations coming in. Due to time constraints, we had to push the people to select restricted for the regions. So over to you, Dhruvi.
Thank you, sir. I am honored to take this opportunity to recognize the heroes who have made a difference to customers during these tough times. As you rightly said, Apple Awards is one way of recognizing and rewarding our colleagues for facilitating our customers, which in turn would also lead us in taking one step further to being the world's greatest service organization. So, presenting to you the first set of Apple Awards. So our first set of Apple Awards are our first nomination. We have 3 colleagues from West. So next.
Pratik, Nirav, I'm having difficulty. Can you push this to life? Sorry for the technical glitch.
So coronavirus has changed everything for us. We have seen so many WhatsApp messages floating around it, so many articles and news bits as well. So we request your patience towards it. So here is our first nomination from Team West. We have 3 colleagues. The first is Mr. Shrikant Bhosle, who's a facility manager at West. He has been instrumental during these COVID-19 pandemic outbreak. Mr. Shrikant ensured the renewal of a contract of the Tier 2 account. Next is Mr. Shiv Shankar Hudagi, who is an office boy at Pune. Shiv Shankar travels on foot to reach the site, realizing his responsibilities, and also helps sanitization and fumigation at the site. Our next awardee is Mr. Jagdish Kokane, who is an assistant facility manager at West. He has been awarded by our client, who is the PGS Management Services, for introducing the best practices to ensure social distancing at the site. So next. Next is our core team from HP under the leadership of Mr. K.R. Girish. They have stayed at the site for almost 55 days long now and 24/7. Among these are Karthikeyan, Manoj and Jairaj, who also provide food at the site and have proved to be superheroes. Under Mr. K.R. Girish's guidance, colleagues have been instrumental in supporting various site operations and all the technical requirements, ensuring smooth operations. Let's take a look at them. They are Santosh, Senior Manager Technical Bangalore, Edward Mishok, AGM Services Projects, Ajit Kumar D'Souza, AGM Technical Bangalore, Shrijo B, AGM Operations ROB Sites, Mr. Sivakumar Manager, Technical ROB, Mr. Krishnanan Joshi, Senior Manager HR. Next is Mr. Manikanta N, who is a Senior Manager HSE. Next, Mr. Somashekar, Assistant Manager Finance. Next is Mr. Jagan V, Senior Manager Procurement. Next, Mr. Kiran Kumar K, who is an Assistant Manager Commercial Projects. And next is Deepa S, Senior Manager Space Planning. The heroes at the HP account who have been staying at the site for 55 days and 24/7 operational support to the client, and one of them have traveled 240 kilometers from his native to reach the site, understanding the criticality of the situation. Let's have a quick look at the other heroes from the HP site team. So they are Shivaraj, Divakar, Mahesh, Naveen A, Maheshwara, Debashish, Akshat Kumar, Ganesh, MD Anwar, Sunil Singh, Karthikeyan, Jai Shankar, Mithilesh Kumar, Jairaj, Gulab Chandraj, Tamil Selvam, and Manoj. Our next awardee. He is an exceptional leader, Mr. Vincent D'Souza. He is heading the city account Pan India. So while working at a corona-infected area and also likewise getting infected through a viral and throat infection, he has inexhaustibly demonstrated his hard work and dedication. Next. Next are the AFMs at Citibank, Mr. Rajendra Kamble and Mr. Sharat Babu. They have gone out of their way to travel to work and have also sought support from their families to provide food to colleagues who are demonstrating heroism at the site. Next. Next, these colleagues have been instrumental in extending continuous support at the site without returning back home. Well, our supervisors and technicians are also in this with us. Age is not a bar. So they are Vitthal Jadhav, Santosh Pujari, Vaibhav Jadhav, and Tushar Pavaskar. So as we were saying, age is not a bar to realize your responsibilities, which is demonstrated by Mr. Palani Well, Mr. Bhaskaran, Technical Supervisor, Citibank, Mr. Ajay Karmarkar, who is a BMS operator, and Akhilesh Kumar, the technician, Citibank. So now we move on to the second set of Apple Awards. Okay, so these are our two colleagues from the Wells Fargo, Samson and Shiv. Samson Wells Fargo has supported the site operations at 25% of the staff. So next is Mr. Jatinder Kumar Mishra, Ops Manager from HSBC North. He has understood the struggle of fear and had gone out of his way to help a pantry boy to get his medical reports through the health ministry. Next. Our next set of awards are for the security colleagues deployed at Danske. These superheroes have accomplished all the challenges that a site would face during the COVID-19 outbreak. They were present at the site since the first day of the lockdown. Let's take a look at all of them. They are Janmejay Das, Diganda Hendik, Gyanesh Boltai, Bimol Gogoi, Dilip, Utpal Sakia, Buktiram, Anugraha Sutar, Ganeshwar Shetty, Jagabandhu Raut, Shiva Shankar Das, and Santosh Samal. Our next set of Apple Awards are from Team Chennai. So the Team Chennai has always strived and got the best hold of this falling situation. They have foregone personal commitments so that the operations at the site is not hampered. They are Mr. Tamila Saran Rasu from the RAD site at Chennai, Mr. Ilangovan from the Cognizant site under catering, and Mr. Vijayan Allison, Chennai. Next is our team awards from BNYM. The team BNYM has ensured engineering activities at the movements of IT assets and critical staff transportation, which has also been appreciated by the client. Let's take a look at all of these colleagues. So they are Mr. Sriram Patil, Technical Manager BNYM, Gopinath Shivashanmugam, Transport, Rahul Sabale, Technical Executive, Anand Raut, Soft Services Executive, Yogesh Mali, Technical Executive, Avinash Raskar, Project Executive. Next. So the team at Reliance, we all heard Prakash Kasat with the high on Josh energy. So the team at Reliance has deployed colleagues at the Seven Hills Hospital, and this hospital was mobilized during the COVID-19 outbreak. It is the first dedicated COVID facility which was set up by Reliance in India. And the colleagues have been working relentlessly at Reliance Hospital, at the HN Hospital. These are Mr. Shardesh Sharke, Patient Care Attendant, Mahesh Parab, Senior Supervisor, Ambrose Rosario, AGM Operations, and Arti Datta, who is a Senior Manager, Key Account. Our next awardee is Mr. Hardik Mota, Bid Manager from the Corporate Office. Hardik has been arranging for knowledge sharing sessions over the last 45 days. He has arranged for 18 sessions with an average attendance of 40 ISS colleagues. These knowledge sessions revolve around commercial learning sessions, key account manager sharings of the best practices across the key account portfolio, and service line presentations. These sessions have been a great source of information and learning for our colleagues. While we have all of this put down into a PPT, we received last-minute nominations from Siemens, which includes Karthik S, Assistant Facility Manager, Karthikeyan, Assistant Technical Manager, Prakash, who is a Facility Executive at the Siemens account. They have played crucial roles in locking up, ending, and reopening facilities and had smooth operations flow. Thank you to all our participants. That was truly fantastic and inspirational. Way to go, guys. You all rock. So we now have a colleague who has put together a song on Corona and would now like to sing it for us. To introduce, she is Miss Sunanda, from Team RCP Mumbai. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the first virtual performance of the evening, which is here for you.
Wow, I mean, that was brilliantly done. So creative, truly, truly wonderful. So proud to have such colleagues working with us. I mean, thank you so much, Sunanda, for that performance. And I want to take a moment here and congratulate each and every award winner who Dhruvi announced a while back. Pratik, my friend, you asked me some time ago who is a hero. According to me, I think these people are our real heroes. Now, unfortunately, because of social distancing, lockdown, we haven't been able to get them here and felicitate them face to face. But our hearts are with them. So wherever you are, let's give a big round of applause to these ISS heroes. Now, let's not go away. We have many more amazing performances coming up from across the length and breadth of the country, and I am really hopeful that you all will enjoy it. So, Pratik, isn't it so refreshing to just sit back and enjoy the wonderful performances of our colleagues?
Yes, it is, Neerav. I would really like to meet them in person and congratulate them for this wonderful performance. Speaking of which, I have been thinking, how will getting back to work be after this lockdown? I know for a fact that things will not be the same. What will change in all our offices? How will we start? When will we start? So on and so forth.
Yeah, Pratik, even I have been thinking about this for a while now, and I'm sure, just like us, everyone would have been thinking about this. So for to answer this, what we thought is we could take this opportunity to invite our COO, Mr. Sandeep Deshpande, and he would throw some light on how are we working towards opening our offices, and in fact, even his personal experience of visiting the corporate office during the lockdown. So let's together welcome Mr. Sandeep Deshpande for him to share his experience with us.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening,
You're
everyone.
live, Sandeep. You're live.
So, can you hear me?
Yes.
Good evening, friends, and hope all of you are doing fine and you and your families are safe. Neerav and Pratik just now mentioned that how is it going to be to come back to the office? Looks like both of them are excited to come back. But there are already who have all come to the office and they are operating from office since last 3 weeks. So let me give you a brief, when we were into a first couple of phases of lockdown, we were thinking that, when the lockdown will be over and when we can really come back to the office and what we should do and what not. We really started thinking during the phase 3 of the lockdown, and Ketan and couple of SLT team members, they were constantly working on even minutest of the aspects that what should be done and what should not be done. So the draft and the broad guidelines were made, and while these were made, even the granular working was also done. some of the important aspects which were considered was, after maybe 2 months, if people are going to come from home to office, this transition has to be very smooth. Considering the situation of COVID, we are still not out of the woods, we have to still take a lot of precautions, including social distancing. The mobilization will have to be done in a phased manner. So probably in the first phase, we'll have only 15 to 25% of the people. Then in the second phase, we will have probably 40 to 50 and rest of them in the third phase. Various functions and departments, what they do from office, there was a critical study done, and it was also identified that who are the people who can still continue to work from home for some more time, and who are the people who really need to move to office. And accordingly, the lists have been also prepared. While preparing this, the transport challenges, whether it is metro, local train, buses, all these aspects have been factored. Even after coming to the office, what precautions we should take. So, what kind of PPE will be used by the people, what kind of sanitizers company will provide, etc., etc. Also, the services which all of us are used to, probably will have to modify our thinking as well as modify our approach towards getting these services. So what will happen is you may not have the same service, somebody serving you tea or coffee on your table. There will be very limited services, and there will be all of us are expected to adhere to the social distancing norm. And when I say in the office, it means even in the washrooms. If you really see, while we finalized this in 3 weeks ago, people, there was a necessity felt that even during the lockdown period, we need to open our offices for a lot of urgencies and urgent matters. So, as on date, all our offices in India, main offices in India are open. We have taken utmost precaution before we open offices, including the cleaning, then the sanitization of the offices. We have also ensured that, what I told you, that, reduction in, the services in the offices, etc., etc. And I'm personally coming to Cube for the last 3 weeks, and let me tell you, most of you know me that, I have a habit of, moving around here and there, and I feel very uncomfortable when I see only a couple of people in the office. And then what I do is probably every 1 hour I go to the pantry, make the hot water on and drink hot water. That's what has been an interesting story in the Cube for me in the last 3 weeks. But what I want to reassure you is that, as an organization, the concerns have been noted, and the granular details have been worked out. And as and when, we have an opportunity to move back, we will not move back as a lock, stock and barrel. It will be a very, we will move in a phased manner, probably in 3 phases. A lot of people will still continue to work from home, where, they have challenges in terms of the transportation, and their current work can be done because most of you now have either a laptop or laptop at your office. It's a very difficult time, but at the same time, it gives you a complete different perspective, a lot of people tell me that, working from home, you have been interacting more with each other on conference calls and Microsoft Teams calls, etc., etc. But ultimately, I'm sure all of you are eager to see each other. So am I. I also want to see. I don't want to be in the office with 2 or 3 people around. Sometimes it's only Wilson, or sometimes it is Parmar. So I want to see more people in the office, and I look forward all of you going back to while all our offices are open, the people operating from the offices, whether it is Ritesh, Cyrus, whether it is Tarun, Jay, all these people are operating from the offices, even the offices in Bangalore where Vedant, Jyoti, in Hyderabad we have Shrinil, Captain Sundaresan, they all are operating from the offices. But they are the very few people, who are operating from the offices. So be rest assured that, when the moment is right, we will move all of you in a phased manner and a very structured manner. And I look forward to again meeting all of you in person, not only in you, but in all other offices. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your thoughts on how we're going to be getting back and ready to get back to work. It was a pleasure to listen to you. Neerav, my friend, you remember last week when we were talking, you happened to mention how curious you are to learn playing a guitar. I thought I would inspire you more to make it happen. And so I bring to you all a performance from Nishant from our corporate office, who will charge all of us not with money, but with his guitar playing and singing skills. So over to you, Nishant. All set.
Wow, it's your birthday, Pratik, and you're giving me a surprise. I'm really touched.
You bet, man. I couldn't have asked for anything better. I mean, imagine this. Look at this. 300 plus attendees. Birthday hosted by my boss. I'm so happy.
Absolutely. All right, so here we go with Nishant, sending you live now.
यही रास्ता है तेरा, तूने अब जाना है। हाँ यही सपना है तेरा, तूने पहचाना है। तुझे अब ये दिखाना है, रोके तुझको दिया या जमीन और आसमां पाएगा जो लक्ष्य है तेरा। लक्ष्य को हर हाल में पाना है। मरुवाद पेशादे मनी में तूने तो गरू दिवै पोरना का करवाई परितोगे बोले नहीं अरदो मन पाद माने दो विजने रुवे नागा तिबेतान कोला देना तेरार नाजन करताग कंदाई ले Marharu manunei didkadnai illaye maradu heamdu por बस में नहीं पहले कभी ऐसा होता था नहीं। ओ दिल ये मेरा बस में नहीं पहले कभी ऐसा होता था नहीं। तू ही बता इस दिल का मैं अब क्या करूं। वो कहने से बनता नहीं, कुछ दिनों से मेरी भी सुनता नहीं। तू ही बता इस दिल का क्या करूं, मैं 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 क्या करूं। तूने ख्वाबों को आके छू लिया, तूने धड़कन को आके छू लिया, रे कबीरा मान जा, रे फकीरा यूं जा, आजा तुझको पुकारे तेरी परछाइया, रे कबीरा मान जा, रे फकीरा यूं न जा, कैसा तू है निर्मोही कैसा हर जाइया, Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nishant. Thank you so much. That was truly wonderful. And Pratik, I must say, dude, I am inspired to get my guitar classes on as soon as the lockdown is over. But boss, talent है यार, मानना पड़ेगा, talent है really, बंदे में talent है. ये talent कहीं तुमने तो acquire नहीं किया था ISS के लिए?
How do you think I take care of talent acquisition? You see, and trust me, we have so many more who are silently working for ISS. One such case is of our colleagues at Citi. I would like to invite Vincent D'Souza to come and share with us about the amazing effort put in by the colleagues at Citi, which has been appreciated by the client as well. So over to you, Vincent.
Thank you, Pratik. Thank you for giving this opportunity to speak to the entire audience of ISS. When the COVID situation came into India, we were not sure exactly how to react and what is it that we need to do. People were very apprehensive in coming to work because obviously they were not, families were not letting them step out. There was a lot of convincing that the site team had to do to get our people to come to work. But once that we crossed that period, after that, it was quite a smooth sailing. In preparation for COVID, the first thing that we did was, get some dry provisions, at all our locations, so that in case people have to stay, knowing that all the restaurants are shut, cafeterias won't be operating, at least there would be food for the people to eat. So some of our colleagues really went out of the way to, help those who were working at site. So, quite a few of them were also nominated for the Apple Awards. Like for one, Rajendra Kamble, he stays in Kalyan, and he would make the effort of coming to work either every day or every alternate day. And when he came to work, he picked up food in terms of fruits, for the people who were at site. In Chennai and South also, we had some of our colleagues who would cook food at home, and when they would go on shift, take it for those staff who were staying back. A lot of people voluntarily came up and said, okay, sir, the situation is such that, okay, we need to have stay back, and some of them stayed at the site for a week, 10 days, 15 days, and in this everything we had a lot of support from Citi as well. Citi had provided cars at our disposal for picking up the employees. They provided hotels, so that in case someone is tired and wants to go and relax and stay back, he can walk up to the hotel, stay up there, and then come back to work the next day. The icing on the cake was when the South Asia CEO of Citibank actually made a mention in his town hall, picking up ISS by name and saying that if at all we are all able to work, it is thanks to those colleagues of ISS who have actually made sure that the premises is safe, it's clean, our people can come to work out here and be rest assured that they are working from a safe environment. In all this, we did have one scare in between when one of our colleagues was tested COVID positive. He was a PMS operator working at FIFC. But fortunately for us, after getting admitted in the hospital, when the next test was done, he came out, the results were negative. And we were relieved because there were a lot of people who were in contact with him when he was working. So as a city, we also had great support from the client in every aspect, and that made things a little more easier for us. And also to add in this situation where since all the businesses are shut, a lot of revenue was lost, but we happen to make that loss of revenue in purchasing our PPEs for city, and we are almost touching 2 crores in above base business for us. Before I end, I would like to thank Prakash and his colleagues. I think what we do at the back end is very minuscule as compared to what he and his team, that is Ambrose, Prakash, is doing, because they are actually fighting fire. And I can say proudly that Prakash and his team has been a part of the team that has helped 300 people recover. So Prakash and team, kudos to you, and that's it for me. Thanks.
Should.
Thank you so much, Vincent. It was really nice listening to you, and my heart really goes out when I see our colleagues internally appreciating each other. Now, thank you so much once again. Now, Pratik, one thing from you. You're listening to me, right? Did you know that we are working on taking out a list of people who are actually participating in this webinar, and we are going to see who is it that remains till the end of it.
Oh, I knew that. I hope they also did. Anyways, what will we do with that list though?
Well, first we will find people who have logged in but did not stay till the end. And then we also look at people who did not log in. And then on their behalf, we will contribute their 1 day's salary additionally to the Solidarity Fund. How's that?
Now you're talking. That's a great idea. We'll tell Shibu and Ajay, and I'm sure it will be done without a hassle. Well, now it's showtime again. Let's welcome Aparajita from Barclays. So over to you, Aparajita.
रघुकुल रीत सदा चली आई, प्राण जाए पर वचन न जाई।
That was superb, isn't it, Prateek? I mean, I don't know if I can ever do something like that.
I agree. Even I don't know if you could ever do that. Anyways, the next one that we have is going to be a surprise for you. It's someone whom you really very well know.
I know. Whom are you talking about?
From your team in Bangalore?
My team in Bangalore. Oh, is it Ramesh?
No, it's not Ramesh. Ladies and gents, let's welcome Sharath from L&D team Bangalore. Over to you, Sharath.
ನಿನ್ನಿಂದಲೇ ನಿನ್ನಿಂದಲೇ ಕನಸೊಂದು ಶುರುವಾಗಿದೆ ನಿನ್ನಿಂದಲೇ ನಿನ್ನಿಂದಲೇ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಂದು ಕುಣಿದಾಡಿದೆ ಈ ಎದೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಹಿಯಾದ ಕೋಲಾಹಲ ನನ್ನೆದುರಲ್ಲೇ ನೀ ಹೀಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗಲೇ ನಿನ್ನ ತುಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಗುಬಾಗುವ ಹಂಬಲ ನಾನಿಂತಲ್ಲೇ ಹಾಳಾದೆ ನಿನ್ನಿಂದಲೇ 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 ಕನಸೊಂದು ಶುರುವಾಗಿದೆ ನಿನ್ನಿಂದಲೇ ನಿನ್ನಿಂದಲೇ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಂದು ಕುಣಿದಾಡಿದೆ ഇരുಳಲ್ಲಿ ಜ್ವರದಂತೆ ಕಾಡೀಗ ಹಾಯಾಗಿ ನಿಂತಿರುವೆ ಸರಿಯೇನು ಬೇಕಂತಲೇ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನೋ ಮೋಡಿ ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲೋ ನೋಡುವ ಪರಿಯೇನು ಈ ಮಾಯೆಗೆ ಈ ಮರುಳಿಗೆ ನಿನ್ನಿಂದ ಕಳೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ ನಿನ್ನಿಂದಲೇ ನಿನ್ನಿಂದಲೇ ಕನಸೊಂದು ಶುರುವಾಗಿದೆ ಹೇ ತನನಾನ ಹೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿನ್ನ ಸೊಂಪಾದ ಚೆಲುವಿನ ಗುಣಗಾನ ಕಾಯಿಡಿಗೆ ಗರಿಯಂತೆ ನಿನ್ನ ನೋಟ ನನಗೇನು ಆದಂತೆ ಅನುಮಾನ ಕಣ್ಣಿಂದಲೇ ಸದ್ದಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಮುದ್ದಾದ ಕರೆ ಬಂದಿದೆ ನಿನ್ನಿಂದಲೇ ನಿನ್ನಿಂದಲೇ ಕನಸೊಂದು ಶುರುವಾಗಿದೆ ಈ ಎದೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಹಿಯಾದ ಕೋಲಾಹಲ ನನ್ನೆದುರಲ್ಲೇ ನೀ ಹೀಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗಲೇ ನಿನ್ನ ತುಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಗುಬಾಗುವ ಹಂಬಲ ನಾನಿಂತಲ್ಲೇ ಹಾಳಾದ ನಿಂದಲೇ 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 ಕನಸೊಂದು ಶುರುವಾಗಿದೆ ನಿನ್ನಿಂದಲೇ ನಿನ್ನಿಂದಲೇ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಂದು ಕುಣಿದಾಡಿದೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸೋ ಮಚ್. Thanks a lot, sir.
Wow, that was wonderful. Though I really didn't understand a word of what he said, but I must say, music truly has no language barriers. It sounded so really nice.
I completely agree, Pratik, with you. Completely agree. It was so beautifully sung. I mean, so proud to have this person in my team. Thank you so much, Sharat. Now, Pratik, before we move on, I would like to invite Dhruvi once again for naming certain award winners. So over to you, Dhruvi.
Thank you, Neerav. Not missing out our largest account, Barclays, we have 2 nominations. One from NKP Mumbai. He is a carpenter named Tatiram Sutar. Along with shouldering BAU activities in absence of a supervisor, he ensured the RTO activities were well managed. Tatiram has exhibited his skill sets and has initiated in-house touchless pedal sanitizer by using waste wooden material available on sites of the location. Our second nomination is Miss Sana Attar. She's a chambermaid at Pune campus, Barclays. Sana not only volunteered additional responsibilities apart from her routine job as a chambermaid, but she has efficiently handled her responsibilities and reported on site during complete lockdown, walking down from her home to office without any mode of transportation for 2 weeks. She's a part of on-site disinfection team and is undergoing several trainings to develop her skills. Our third nomination is of Santosh Chavan from Team Mumbai. Santosh has been handling Wadia Hospital as an FE and he has been very proactive in handling the operations during the lockdown period. There is zero issues on site and no escalation at all. Secondly, he has taken the challenge of additional manpower deployment at site and filled more than 50% of staff on his own. He is on site personally 24/7. Our last nomination for the evening is Mr. Santosh Jalinder Kadam. Santosh has managed to keep the team intact, talking to his team, taking updates and keeping updates to the manager. Also ensured few staff who reside at 500 meters are at work to maintain the premises. Since the government gave e-commerce companies a green signal to operate from the 22nd April to provide essential services, he ensured that all the technical staff, FE, supervisors, and 60 housekeeping staff had their passes and reported to work. Today, we have 70% staff reporting on duty and also started working on additional staff for the sale period, which is scheduled next month. We would like to congratulate all our participants and you guys rock. Thank you.
Thanks a ton, Dhruvi. Like we spoke some time back, Neerav, these guys truly are the real heroes. By the way,
absolutely.
After the song that we heard some time back, I must say the South team is rocking, buddy. After this amazing performance from Bangalore, we have another power pack performance from Chennai lined up. Let's welcome Vimal.
We are the sounds of the streets.
Oh my God. Neerav, you know what?
Yeah.
My entire laptop started shaking over here. Say, Maheshwari performance.
Absolutely. Even I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, looking at the dance moves, his facial expressions, I mean, they were like something else. I just wish someday I am at least close to where he is. So, dude, the time has come. The time has come to say goodbye to everyone. We enjoyed it, and I'm sure all of them would have enjoyed it too. What do you think?
Absolutely, I'm sure about that. Well, we would like to thank everyone who's been there on the virtual town hall today. And special thanks to Aksh and Alex for making this memorable for us.
And before we sign off, actually, we have one more thing for you. Now, this was fun, and what is going to happen is this fun is going to continue because we at ISS India are getting ready to launch our own radio channel for our employees, and we will be sharing details about that very soon with you.
Absolutely, Nirav, I agree with that. And like you rightly said, before we sign off, I would like to invite Aksh to give in the end comments. So over to you, Aksh.
Thank you. Thank you, Prateek. Thank you, Neerav, Dhruvi, Alex, every participant. I think it's just been a truly amazing evening. So thank you to all the organizers. I think I just cannot thank enough. I have very deep gratitude for all of our frontliners. We've seen some examples behind Prakash at the COVID hospital in at Seven Hills. Prakash, great work. But also, I think I was just super. I was amazed by the stories that I keep getting every day. I get a lot of great feedback from our customers day in and day out for the services and the work that each one of you are doing at our client locations. And that makes me really proud. One thing I can tell you, one of the factors or the reasons for our success will be you and your performance and your client commitment. I can tell you that our relationship with our customers is by far the strongest at the moment. They understand our value. They realize the fact that they cannot subsist or run their operations without us. And in true sense, now is the time that you can actually say that we are actually making the hospitals work. We are producing the goods in the factories. We are running the offices. We are running the banks. Without us, a lot of things in this current lockdown period or even in future would not happen. So I'm really proud. I'm really proud of this team and each and every frontliner of ISS that is out there in the heat at the moment, giving his duty and working at a client side. So thank you everyone for keeping up and making sure that the work carry on. For us, I think the big thing for us is to choose. The choice is between fear and hope. And we all go through this emotion every day. My choice is hope. And I'm very hopeful, not just hopeful, I'm confident that we will get through this. All we need is to keep our fear aside and hold our hands and make sure that we come out of this much more stronger and more capable in the post-COVID era. So thank you everyone, and thank you once again to the organizing team for putting up such a great show. Really impressed. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Aksh, and thank you all. Okay, thank you, my super co-host. Thank you, my organizing people. Thank you, all the performers. And thank you, all you people out there, all the ISS family. Thank you. Thank you, Aksh.
Thank you.